Iran is a country of mystery, history, and breathtaking landscapes, a land where ancient civilizations once rose from the desert, where cities hold stories thousands of years old, and where nature creates scenes so surreal they almost look like another planet. Located in the heart of the Middle East, Iran is one of the world's oldest civilizations. For thousands of years, traders, travelers, poets, and kings have passed through this land, leaving behind a culture rich in art, architecture, and tradition. But beyond its history and culture lies another incredible story, the story of Iran's landscapes. From vast deserts that stretch endlessly across the horizon, to dramatic coastlines touching the warm waters of the Persian Gulf, and from bustling modern cities to colorful islands shaped by nature itself. Nearly 1/6 of Iran's land is desert, creating one of the most dramatic environments in the region. At the same time, the country has over 1,200 kilometers of coastline along the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. In this documentary, we explore the incredible diversity of Iran. We begin in the silent and powerful deserts of the Iranian plateau, then travel south to the country's coastal landscapes and islands, visit the vibrant capital city of Tehran, and finally discover one of the most colorful islands on Earth, Hormuz Island. This is the story of a land where nature and history meet in extraordinary ways. Welcome to Iran. Iran's desert. Deep in the heart of Iran lies a landscape that feels almost endless. The deserts of Iran are vast, quiet, and mysterious. Two of the largest deserts dominate the country's central plateau, the Dashti Kaveh and the Dashti Lut. These deserts are not just empty stretches of sand. They are living geological museums shaped by wind, salt, and time. The Dashti Lut is one of the most extreme places on Earth. Satellite measurements have recorded some of the highest ground temperatures ever observed on our planet. Here, giant ridges of sand rise, like frozen ocean waves. These formations, known as calottes, look like the ruins of an ancient city carved entirely by the wind. When the sun rises over the desert, the landscape slowly turns golden. The shadows stretch across the dunes, creating patterns that change every minute. And when night falls, the desert becomes even more magical. With almost no light pollution, the sky above the Lut Desert reveals millions of stars. The Milky Way stretches across the darkness like a glowing river of light. But deserts in Iran are not completely lifeless. Hidden among the harsh landscapes are ancient oasis towns. For centuries, travelers crossed these deserts along caravan routes, stopping at small settlements where underground water systems, called qanats, brought life to the dry land. These deserts have shaped the culture and survival of the people who live here. They are harsh, beautiful, and timeless. Iran's coast islands. While Iran's deserts dominate the interior, the southern edge of the country tells a completely different story. Here, the land meets the warm blue waters of the Persian Gulf. Iran's coastline stretches for more than 1,000 kilometers, creating a dramatic meeting point between desert mountains and the sea. Along this coast lies an incredible collection of islands. In fact, Iran controls more than a dozen islands in the Persian Gulf, many of them filled with unique wildlife and geological wonders. The largest of these islands is Keshem Island, a place famous for its dramatic cliffs and unusual landscapes. One of the island's most mysterious places is the Valley of Stars. According to local legends, this valley was formed when a falling star struck the Earth. But scientists believe its strange rock formations were carved by wind, rain, and erosion over thousands of years. The result is a landscape filled with towering stone pillars, narrow canyons, and surreal shapes that seem almost alien. Other islands have played important roles in history and trade. For example, Karg Island has long served as a major oil export terminal in the Persian Gulf. Meanwhile, Asharata Island, located in the Caspian Sea in northern Iran, is known for its wildlife and for producing a large portion of the country's famous caviar. But among all of Iran's islands, one stands out for its incredible colors. And to find it, we must travel to the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran. Before we reach the islands of the south, we must first stop in the country's vibrant capital. Welcome to Tehran. Home to millions of people, Tehran is the political, cultural, and economic center of Iran. Surrounded by the towering Alborz Mountains, the city sits on the edge of the Iranian plateau. From a distance, Tehran looks like a sea of buildings stretching toward the mountains. But inside the city lies a fascinating mixture of old and new. Modern highways and skyscrapers stand next to historic palaces and traditional bazaars. Museums display artifacts from ancient Persian empires, while lively markets echo with the sounds of bargaining and conversation. In the evenings, cafes fill with young people discussing art, music, and ideas. Tehran is a city constantly moving, energetic, complex, and full of life. But just over 1,000 kilometers south of this busy metropolis lies a completely different world, a small island where the earth itself is painted in every color imaginable. Hormuz Island. At the entrance of the Persian Gulf lies one of the most extraordinary places in Iran. Welcome to Hormuz Island. Often called the Rainbow Island, Hormuz is famous for its stunning natural colors. The mountains, valleys, and beaches of this island glow with shades of red, yellow, orange, and purple. This incredible palette comes from the island's mineral-rich soil. The red sand of Hormuz contains high amounts of iron oxide, giving it a deep crimson color that contrasts beautifully with the blue waters of the sea. Sometimes after rainfall, streams of red soil flow toward the coastline, briefly turning parts of the sea into a dramatic shade of crimson. The island itself is the result of a fascinating geological process. Hormuz is believed to be formed from a salt diapir, ancient salt deposits that slowly pushed upward through layers of rock over millions of years. Today, erosion has sculpted these rocks into unusual shapes and colorful formations. Visitors exploring the island often discover valleys that look like sculptures, caves filled with rainbow minerals, and beaches unlike anywhere else on Earth. Despite its beauty, Hormuz remains relatively quiet compared to many tourist destinations. Small fishing villages, the coastline. Local people welcome visitors with warm hospitality and traditional southern Iranian culture. Artists often travel here to paint using the island's natural colored soils. And at night, the island becomes peaceful and silent, above the dark waters of the Persian Gulf. The sky fills with stars, a reminder of the ancient world that once guided sailors and traders through these waters. Iran is a land of contrasts, a country where scorching deserts meet colorful islands, where ancient caravan routes lead to modern cities, and where landscapes shaped by millions of years of geology still continue to inspire travelers today. From the silent dunes of the Lut Desert to the vibrant streets of Tehran and the rainbow shores of Hormuz Island, Iran reveals a story far deeper than many imagined. It is a land shaped by nature, history, and culture, a place where every region tells its own unique story. And for those who are willing to explore beyond the headlines, Iran remains one of the most fascinating and diverse landscapes on Earth.